What's going on, trillionaires? Welcome to another Trill Talk Show where we keep everything true and real, because that's the Trill's way. All right, today I got a very special guest on today. This man's story is super powerful. That's why I had to get him on. And I'm so grateful that he was able to allow me to get him on today's Trill Talk so we can just talk about some real things in life and how he was able to shift that into a system and into a way where now he's then fed his mind to the point where everything he does from this point on is all about systematic success. What's going on? So right now, before we get everything started, let me tell me where you're coming in from, so we can show you some of that YouTube and Facebook love. What's going on, Teresa? Shout out to you, superstar. Tell me what state and city you're coming in from while we get this thing on the way. We'll give it 2 seconds. Well, 2 minutes ago to get this on the way. What's going on, Jonathan? All right, I see y'all. Shout out to you, Teresa. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Hello, Kelly and Adams. How you doing? Hello. Okay. Yeah, Basil. You already know Miss Basil from the boot camp crew. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, yes. Hello.
We got to get this thing kicked off. You guys want to tag your people in here? You guys definitely want to tune in because this is a powerful story. And I'm so grateful to have them on because you just never know who you're connected with, guys. You never know who you're connected with and how powerful these people are that you're connected with. And so, my man Jonathan coming in from Whiteville, North Carolina. Shout out to you, Jonathan. We also got my homegirl, Debrisha Young, coming in from Concord, North Carolina. Oh, we got an event going out there. Keep them coming. Where you coming in from? Keep them coming. Where you coming in from? Let me show you some of this True Talk love before we get started. I know we got Teresa from out of Chicago. We better get started in a second, guys. This is going to be a powerful show today, y'all. I'm telling you. Okay. Keep it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. Show us some Care Bear love.
Yes.
The fuse coming in. What up, Toby Price? Toby Price, where you coming in from, champ? Where you coming in from? Go ahead and share this. Watch part of this. This is going to be a very powerful story, guys. I'm telling you. So, let's go here. Like I said, welcome to the Trill Talk Show with myself, Jeff Trill, where we keep everything true and real. We're about to get this thing kicked off. And I'm like I said, you guys want to keep close to this thing here because it's about to be powerful. Yes. I'm going to talk to you the power of persistence, talk to you the power of winning in spite of, and I'll start with my man, Mr. Basil. So, all right, we're getting started here. Welcome to the show, Mr. Basil.
What's happening? How you doing today, bro?
Oh, man, phenomenal. Was you able to get that done, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
We are rocking and rolling right now.
Yes, sir.
Doug, how you doing, my man?
Oh, man, I'm phenomenal. Shout out to Stacy out of Princeton, North Carolina. Thank you for tuning in. Share this, like this, comment. So, as you guys probably seen the title of this live today, this True Talk Show, we got my man, Mr. Basil, in the building. And what I like about Basil is, and I had to interview him because when I first met him, this man was persistent. He had these things like we were in the business together, and he had the full printout in a folder, like on his own. So let's get started into today's topic of called the power of persistence and understanding how success really works. So Basil, I just want to, I know we was talking the other night, and you were sharing some things with me, man, about where you started, where you came from, and everything like that. So I want you to let people know exactly who is Basil and where you started from, talk about like where your success started from and all that cool stuff.
Wow, success. I don't know if I would quite call it success. I would call it kind of just life in general, you know. Wow, I can go way back, but I'm gonna just pick it up around maybe like high school, you know. Okay. Like everybody else, you know, I wanted to be a ball player. You know, I had a few little gifts, you know. But I didn't take that route, you know. I found out I had a little gift for singing, you know. I used to do my little thing. I went overseas. I played a little ball, got hurt, got injured, but I still was doing a little tour, doing my singing with my boys and whatnot. And that quickly came to a halt. I'll just be straight and forth, you know. We's out doing too much of things that we wasn't supposed to be doing. And that's to be real. You know, ended up having to go to the hospital to stop a nosebleed. That wouldn't stop. And long story short, that what they gave me, I kind of inhaled, and it kind of went down and burnt my my throat and the voice box and all of that, and that gift was gone. So,
Wow.
The gift of playing ball was gone from injuries, and singing was gone because of abuse, and I had to go back to the drawing board.
Now, let me stop you right there. How many people have you know that's out there right now that got major talent? I got people that play sports and they're like the next thing, but an injury can take them out of the game and they are totally done. This is all they was trained up to do, and they got to the point where they just about to make pro, and then boom, something dramatic happens and their career's over, or they make it to pro and something dramatic happens, an injury happens, and they're done. They're never the same again. Right? How people are in that predicament. Now, Mr. Basil was also, he had a backup skill. He had the skill of singing. And he told me how, he was one of the he had a Tyrese moment where he's about to be on. You know what I mean?
Man, let me tell you, boy, that was kind of a good embarrassment and a wake up at the same time, man. It was kind of on the bus. We coming home from a basketball game, and I don't know if some of you cats know about a Walkman. A Walkman was like a little cassette player, and they were just kind of coming out. So we were coming home from one of the late games, and we on the bus, and I kind of put the headphones on, and everybody's kind of dozing off, and one of my jams came on, and I'm singing. And, when you first got them, you start talking loud when you got the headphones on. And I kind of open up my eyes, and everybody's looking me in my face like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo. And I took it and ran with it, man. I ended up singing at my prom, singing Always and Forever by Heatwave. And I took it and I tried to run as far as I could with it until, like I said, I abused it. And that taught me some things back then.
Right. So you got discovered by singing on the bus where everybody was doing sports. But you had that to the Tyrese moment where you sitting on the bus and you
yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And then you
eyes
on your face, huh?
Oh yeah. And I noticed that the girls like that. When I saw that, and it wasn't like, shut up. It was kind of like, yo, yeah, buddy, it's on now. Yes,
right. So that's what made you transition into your singing career, where it took you overseas.
Yes. Well, I was in the Army, and I just kind of used my gifts and in part time. Did a lot of shows, and the shows got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I was asked to do some nice shows, man. Do some nice things. So I kind of did that until it was time to come back to the house. Until I messed myself up, and when it came, I just kind of left it alone. I dropped beats for a little bit. I don't know if you people in the business know an MPC 2000 XL. I got to master that. Dropped a few beats for some cats, and I did that for a minute. Worked the SP12, for you people in the business, Tascam digital recorders and whatnot. I did that for a little bit too, but again, that was still putting me in that element to where I was up to no good, and that just wasn't it. That just wasn't it. That just wasn't cool.
Well, I got you. We got John that says he know all about the Walkman era. Me too, Jonathan.
That's what's up, Jonathan. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir. So we want to transition in. He was doing his football stuff. Or his football?
Yeah, football.
He was doing his football stuff. Got his vocal cords. Did the singing thing, but his vocal cords got damaged, which caused him not to be able to sing like he used to before. So now that happened, what trade did you actually get into as you got into your adulthood?
Well, actually, when I got back to the States, I went to school. I was pretty good with the computers. Computers was just getting ready to get hot. I went for programming. I learned a lot of different languages, and I went to Wentworth for telecommunications and electronics, and then I ended up I went to Delhi first for computer science, and then I went to Wentworth. And then I almost finished up at Northeastern for my network engineering. And I kind of worked my way up in a particular company up in the Massachusetts area, making some real good money. But I had to sacrifice a lot of time, from the family. And I remember one day that really got to me was my wife and I was having a housewarming party. You know, we had just got into a new house. And even though I took off for the weekend, they basically called me and I had to go to work, and it was about 3 hours away. So my wife had a house party. I missed the whole house party, got a yard, a house full of people, and I had to go to work. And it was just always like that. And even though I was making great money, okay, and able to do things for my family and take care of my family, I wasn't there to participate as much as I wanted to with my family. So
that's crazy that you say that. How many people that you know out here got too much money and no time?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's two types of people in life currently with this job thing and this career thing. You either have too much money and no time, or too much time and no money.
That's right.
See, when you shift into what we're shifting into, you get to compress time and increase money, so that you get both at the same time. That's what we're going. Everything we're talking about right now is going to lead up to something. So stay tuned to the end of this, but we're going to show you how this all ties into the master plan of what we're able to do here. Okay,
that's right.
So, Mr. Basil, so you had a high profile job, right?
Yep.
And you was making great money, but you had no time.
Great money,
right? And what was your title at this particular job?
Network engineer.
Okay, cool. So all my engineers, this gentleman was a football player, a singer, in the Army, engineer. Okay, this is the many transitions in life that people go through. That's right. And now that you're an engineer, high profile job, little time to enjoy this high profile job and enjoy your family. What happened in that situation? What happened to where I met you as a barber? What was the transition? Because honestly, when I met the gentleman, he was a barber. See, I didn't know he was everything else before being a barber. I'm not saying that barbers is, I'm just saying the gentleman has a story, y'all. And I just want you to understand, because it made sense when I start to see his diligence and his work habits. It all makes sense now when I seen him when he partnered with us, and I seen how diligent he is and how he was, and how he was like so efficient with printouts, y'all. I ain't never see a barber with printouts, okay? Of the entire company, dog. You know what I'm saying? So let us know what happened with this transition from high profile job, no time, and how do what was the transition to where you are? You became a barber.
Well, to keep it short, basically the company had a major layoff, and I was one that got laid off, but I signed a no compete clause. And that prevented me to go into other companies. I kind of specialized in disaster relief. So basically what that is for, like the big companies that I was working with, if a major disaster happened in the area and the building started to shake like an earthquake or something like that, it would have sensors in the storage units that it would immediately download all of the data to an offload facility. And it just happened to be my offload facility was in Atlanta. So I would do a lot of testing to download all of the data from Massachusetts to Atlanta in a certain period of time. So I was basically part of a team that would implement that for the larger companies. And, that, like I said, that was a pretty good thing. But when they had the layoff and signing the no competitive clause, that made it difficult for me to find work in that field. And it just got to the point I had to feed my family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I could have took other jobs, very less pay, but it still would have put me in that time where I wouldn't have been able to spend time with my family and time, doing things. And my kids was a lot younger then. It was Disney World time. It was time for Six Flags and Hershey Park. That's what we used to do. My wife and I used to travel a lot more back then too. Little weekend getaways, little cruises. Foxwoods and things like that. But
I remember Foxwoods Casino.
Yeah. So I had to do something to put food on the table. So I ended up going to school for actually cosmetology. I did ladies hair for a couple of years. And that was very financially good, but I'm straight. And there was just too much hassle with that. It was too much. So I had to get back with the fellas and, cut hair and watch ESPN and talk sports and things like that,
Right. So why was it too much with the hair, female hair versus the barber's hairs?
Oh, hey, well, okay, I'm gonna tell this story. I did the preliminaries for Miss USA, Miss Teen USA down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And they would come to get their hair touched up and they would barely be dressed. And like I said, I'm a man. Okay. And some of them didn't like that.
Right.
So it was an issue when it came to that. So look, I'm not going to do this anymore. They kept requesting for me to come back, but some of the clients that come in, they wanted favors instead of paying money. And when I say no, then that was an issue. They took it personally, and it was just too much. Yeah, I'm married. And I love my wife. That's my boo boo.
Right.
I don't give her any reason to doubt my loyalty to her. You know what I'm saying? So,
shout out to that, man.
Yes,
that's what's up. So cool. So now you cutting hair. Your sponsor came into the barbershop, right, and did her whole thing, right? What was it about the MWR Financial program that got you excited to even, what piqued your interest, so to speak?
Well, with all of that I had going on, I was pretty much squared away when I was an engineer. But after that, everything went crazy. My monies, everything went crazy. No bank accounts, no credit cards, no history of nothing. And it just got to the point where I got tired of that. I still want to do things. Cash is king, but credit is power. You know what I'm saying? And if you learn about cash, you learn about credit, and you apply to both of them. Oh boy. I realized that I had to do something. And my mentor, my coach, Coach Naja, she came into the shop and she started talking about, how we can take care of your credit. Now, I had already been doing some research about restoring my credit. And we were talking about $150, $200, an hour. CPAs, with the tax situation and stuff like that, it was $250, $300 an hour. And I'm not making that kind of money to kind of do that. So, and you know how it is, the longer you take you don't do something about it, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
So when she came in, that was a no brainer, and actually she talked to my man, Mo Hef,
right.
The owner of the shop. She, and he brought her in. And when she talked to me and she gave it, I signed up, and my credit scores was a 4. Okay, bro, not 400 people, not 400, 4. Okay.
Wow.
I've never seen nothing like that. I'm embarrassed to say it, but now that I see how this system works and how the company works, I'm proud to say, as of, I think it was the 15th of last month, my FICO score is 769.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wish I had a little applause button. I'm gonna get that out to the studio.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dang, from a 4
to
769?
Yes, sir.
Lord, baby Jesus. That's what I'm talking about, champion. Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you.
How long did it take for that to happen? Roughly.
To get up to the 7s took me from I'm gonna say from March to about November. I started really touching like 697-ish. I went over the 700 mark right around December time frame. But and it was a process, you know what I'm saying? Some bumps and bruises, some I don't want to say laws, but let's say rules that I really didn't know about. I didn't know that if you went up above 30%, you start losing points. You understand what I'm saying? So I was on a nice incline up, and I went up to about 50%. And I got a text message right away, bruh. So I quickly kind of took care of that, and I maintained underneath the 10%. What I've learned, I started applying the knowledge that I learned about the credit game and the money game, and it's working out pretty good.
Awesome. So you guys, the experts that are doing your credit for you. I know. Shout out to, we got people saying shout out, man. Congratulations. Wild testimony from a 4 to 765. Yep, 769. You know what I mean? We got the Jonathan saying again. Awesome. Take the real man to take a stand. Excellent. You know what I'm saying? And he also said that nothing should substitute for your family, for family time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they seeing value right there. He also said, you got people that's going in. That's so true. The shifting movement gives you the best of both worlds, time and money. Exactly, Jonathan. I mean, this is what it's all about, guys. Shifting your income, shifting your time back to you. Your time, your money, you deserve to have it both back at the same time. And that's what Basil has started to experience. So now when Basil joined us here, and his credit score starts to increase by the work of the experts and through the education that the experts provide, he not only educated himself, but he also allowed the experts to go ahead and do their due to raise his scores up. Okay, now that's awesome. But now he has this business that he's running, this MWR Financial business, where he gets to share the same opportunity that he's been given to increase somebody, help somebody else's situation. Now, when you first joined it, I think you had a book and you had all the diligence, and you like, man, but I ain't making no sales. I'm not doing nothing. Now, normally anybody, and how long have you been in the company before you got your first person?
Oh, wow. I got my first customer, I want to say maybe August, and I got like maybe 2 customers, and within a month they dropped out. I didn't get my first business partner until maybe the beginning of January.
So real business, real results is also a real thing that come with business, right?
That's right.
Customers are not loyal. They loyal to whatever's available for them right now, and it's awesome. We understand that. But how long was it? How many months have you been in without having any so-called results? You know what I'm saying, with the company?
I signed up in March 16th to be exact. That's my anniversary. And I went, like I said, almost to August 16th before one came in. And actually, he was a client of mine in the barbershop.
Wow.
And I just got to just telling people, look at my credit score. Ooh, I got a bank account. I got a credit card.
Right.
It's working. So just me kind of just talking, there was other people that were having the same problems that just wasn't saying nothing about it. And then they were kind of like, hey, man, what you doing, So I kind of let them know what was up. But, being new in the business, I also realized as in the business, they say I was vomiting on them. I was throwing up on them. And I think I was chasing them away with too much information, too fast, too much info. So I had to learn, I had to back up, I had to check myself, I had to become a professional, more or less, to keep it real with you guys. To elaborate a little bit, I'm just gonna put it out there. One of the first persons I talked to about the situation was Toby Price. Toby Price said the first thing you're gonna do, brother, first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to man up, and you have to be who you are. He said, wear the shirt, wear the hat. You are now an entrepreneur. Let the world know that you're an entrepreneur. Okay. The next person was Derek Casey. Derek Casey said, don't be scared. Use the social media for what it is. Okay. You got to post. You got to do FaceTime. Okay. You got to tell the world. You got to tell the message. You understand what I'm saying? And I was the kind that I was embarrassed about all of that. Y'all just heard my story. Okay. I was embarrassed of that, to be in a nice big house up on the hill to living down, back to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was a little embarrassed with that. And then you know what I'm saying? I remember I called you, man, look, bro, I don't know what I'm doing here. What's going on? And the biggest thing that he said, read this book, 45-second presentation. That changed my life. So I went from that book to What to Say. Okay. I read Power. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. I read what's the one with Something No.
Go for No.
Go for No. And one of the biggest books that meant something to me too was the book by Eric Walray.
Yes.
That book right there, that's Go Pro. Oh my goodness, that book right there. You can read that book 3 and 4 times and still get something from it every time you read it. So even with all of that being said, when I'm studying all of this stuff and reading all of this stuff, at the time, I still wasn't ready for it. It was like taking all of these pieces of a puzzle and just putting it in the box. So I had to learn how to start putting it together. So I had to go back in a lot of cases and reread some of the things, because now I can understand. Now I can understand how to implement it. And with the help of Coach Naja Aldridge, that's my baby right there. She helped me put pieces of the puzzles together. She really did. She's been fantastic to me. And just, to keep it short, just everything is starting to work out now. Everything is starting to fall into place.
I remember. So you've been in business from March. You got your first person in August. That was a customer, not a rep, correct?
Correct.
So March, April, May, June, July, August. So he's been in the business 5 months, y'all. No signups, no customers, no reps, and he still didn't quit. No. What he did say was that he started to feed his mind in the industry that he's now a part of. He started to surround himself around leaders and people that do this and understand what they understand.
That's right.
John just said, this is powerful. It's so powerful, Mr. Basil. You are giving us nuggets. Woohoo. And Max says, this is incredible. This is what I'm saying, guys. A lot of people quit before they get started, right? A lot of people quit before they get started. And as Basil did, he didn't quit because he said, what am I going to quit and go back to? What am I going to quit and go back to? I'm going to quit this opportunity to make me more money than I could possibly have in my life by building leverage, understanding the power of leverage, getting my time and my money back, increasing the time back with my family while increasing the income and cash flow with my business, right? While working his job, while working his business. And he understood that, hey, man, if I don't do this, what else I'm going to do? That's going to give me guaranteed income. That's going to leverage me, my time and my energy. You know what I'm saying? Am I right by saying that, sir?
Absolutely. And with the great mentors and with you guys, you know what I'm saying? I've been able to watch you guys grow and be an example. You know, I did have one of my first customers. He got like an extra almost I think it was about just over $500 a month with the instant pay raise. Raised his credit score about, I think it was 180 points. He went out and bought a new car, and then he dropped out. What?
Right.
Yeah. So he just,
like Jim Rose says, we don't know why people do what they do. That's just what they do. Allow them to be who they are and continue to press forward. Because we did what we're supposed to do for that person, and now we're going to do it again for the next person, the next person, and that's how this works. So I understand. I know. Trust me. We all been through it. That's the nature of business. Yeah.
That's right.
And so the cool thing about this is that once again, he got a taste of what it is to have a customer and have that customer have results. And what he also said was, when I'm listening to that, you actually had mentors that you can plug into that helps keep you stayed in the game. Correct?
That's right. Absolutely.
So how do you go out there on network marketing business in the industries? You see successful examples in your company, but you still allow yourself to get discouraged with the outside world instead of plugging in to the people that are actually having massive success in the same industry and business that you're currently in.
That's right.
Going backwards, y'all. We want to show you right now, if that's the case, plug into the people who are having the results that you're looking to have. And I promise you, you will never be able to say, I don't know how to do something. Shout out to Sheila. She said, yes, it's shocking when your credit score starts to go up and up and up. I know. Tell me about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is good, guys. You know, people understand how powerful these stories are. This gentleman in a company for 5 months, so-called no success. But what he did was start to feed his mind so that he can feed his life. Because he came from the industry of the IT world, right? He's in the industry of the barber world. And each industry took certain types of trainings before he can even start working, correct?
That's right.
You had to go through training to understand how this thing worked before you even got the job at the IT place. Then you had to go to barber school or cosmetology school for whatever how many months that takes before you can even cut a single person's hair to earn income.
That's right.
But you get into a network marketing profession and you feel like because you put your money up, automatic cash machine.
That's right.
This is when we shift that. I want you to understand how the real world happens and how you must understand the power of what just happened, Mr. Basil. He understood that, hey, I'm new to this. This is my first network marketing company, correct? Yes. Yes. So he understood this is my first time in the network marketing profession with my first network marketing company. So I need to learn a few things about this industry before I can start saying I'm going to apply and try to do this industry.
That's right.
And some people need that time.
That's right.
They need that time to sit out and learn. Need that time to sit out and feed themselves so they can feed the life of people around them.
That's right.
So they're equipped with the armor to succeed in this industry. And he had examples. So we're shooting this this show today to show you real life examples of people that stayed the course, even when it didn't look like they was going to be successful, to now having customers, having reps, and he's on a whole another level right now.
Yes.
Whole another level. This brother was not shooting videos. Now his brother shooting videos all the time. His brother's getting he got a photo shoot tomorrow, y'all. Okay, pretty boy Basil coming up pretty soon, y'all.
Yes.
All because he took the course and continue to feed his mind and listen to his leadership and actually implemented what his leadership suggested he do. We can't tell you what to do. We only can suggest and hope that you receive our suggestions and apply it to your life. And this is the perfect example of a gentleman that took a compilation of everyone of his top leadership and suggestions and implemented each one of them. And the time that it took him to do that, now this man on fire. He's on fire now. Yeah. Like my man Jonathan says, this so true, success. If you hang around fire long enough, you'll eventually catch on fire.
I like that, John. I like that.
You feel me? Go on, John. Look at you, boy. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But that's exactly what's going on. Mr. Basil's on fire now. Okay, he stood too close to the fire. He stood close to the fire long enough to get caught on fire. And that is where you can't put this man out. Right? So I'm super excited for your story. I'm super excited for your successes right now. Anything you want to share with the people about what anything else you want to share with them?
One, don't give up. Keep reading. Reach out to the mentors. Don't beg for nothing. Just let them know that you're there. Let them know that you're eager to learn. Sometimes you have to step out and go far places. You might need to go to 3-hour road trips just to be around those mentors, just to learn and pick up those nuggets. I had the pleasure of actually having lunch with Mr. Terrence Hawkins. That's the number one dude. You understand? Yeah. You don't get no better than that. You know what I mean? And Mr. Adamo Tolson, when I went to Charlotte, I got to chop it up with him just a little bit, and I got to put on the Super Bowl ring. You know what I'm saying? So
it's coming through, baby.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you right there, bro. You right there.
I'm telling you, man, we are not playing this year.
Yeah. So,
cherry rings.
Yes, sir. And just doing all of that. I got an event next Friday out in Fayetteville at the Golden Corral on Skybow Road there at 6:00. Y'all come on out, watch your boy do his thing. I'm got my websites almost done. I got some what would you call it there? Not giveaways or paraphernalia. I'm on it, man. We getting ready to do some things. I'm in it for real. I've been telling my wife, babe, I'm going to be retiring these Clippers. I want to be able to make money anywhere we go. So we can go to visit the kids. I can say, I can do what I do and we can still make money and we can still enjoy ourselves, and the biggest part is a lot of it will be tax write-offs.
Tax write-off. Yeah, we doing billionaire boy things over here. You understand? So you see, you can be authentically yourself and people will still continue to gravitate to you. You see, me and Basil speak the way we speak. We do the thing that we do, and people happen to gravitate to us because you don't have to be a certain type of way to have a certain type of success.
That's right.
You must grow and be authentically you, and by doing that, you will attract authentic people to connect with your authentic self. And this is what's happening for us right now. Mr. Basil went from not speaking, not doing lives, not doing events, just learning, to now he's equipped where he shoot Facebook Lives, where he has multiple events going on right now. Because one, he showed up to these events. Ask me this question: what's the power and the importance of showing up to events, in your opinion?
Oh my goodness! I can't. Let me tell. I have to be real with you, man.
Please do.
The biggest thing that I missed playing sports was the crowd. To hear my name, to hear the announcer hollering my name, to step in that room and to feel the energy of these people, it was just fantastic. And not even just that, just to hear little nuggets, knowledge nuggets and inspiration from the leaders to let you know that I was in your footsteps 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So I wasn't always here. Okay. You might look at my first Facebook Live or my first video, like Mr. Bean.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, that man's a powerful man, And I got to say this. I got to give out a shout to my man, Will Taylor. He said this to me that really hit a grand slam for me. He said, bro, don't compare your chapter 1 to his chapter 22.
Woo, say it again.
That's right. Do not compare your chapter 1 to his chapter 22. You can't do it. He's got 22 years head start. Okay.
Right.
Just be you. Just learn as you go and keep pressing forward. And that right there is what has kept me moving. So as you can say, just to sum it up, I continually talk to people. I continually reach out to people. I continually stay engaged, and not just my leaders, but in the videos that I watch, the YouTube videos that I watch, the books that I read, and I try to, keep all of that going to make me a better person in this field, and then let it take its course. God's got the wheel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, Mr. Basil, man, I appreciate you for today coming out here sharing your story. If y'all found value in the story, type of number 1 in the chat bar. Let them know that y'all found major value in this story. Type of number 1 in the chat box in the Facebook or the YouTube or the Instagram, because we on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook all at the same time, baby. So you getting that love across the board. All right, guys. What Basil is truly saying is stay the course, be persistent, or shall I say, persist until it exists. Persist until what it is that you want exists in your life. And that's what Basil is doing. He's persisting until it exists. You see, understanding that principal factor, he had no choice and no option but to get exactly what he's going towards. I like to equate to the GPS. We all have a GPS. Before it was called MapQuest. We had to follow out. Then before that was just big old maps. But with GPS, if you don't have an end destination, will the GPS even give you a highlight to even click directions? No. It's going to ask you 2 questions. What's your location and where you want to go?
Powerful.
It doesn't work no other way. There's no other way to get that GPS to work. You must have a beginning point and an end point. And people are running their business with no end points. People are running their business with nowhere, that don't even understand where they are in the first place or where they want to go. And they wonder why they're not having any success, because they haven't even got the car out of the driveway. They never even turned the car on. But they were like, I got the car, but the car ain't working. Right?
Yes, sir.
You have goals, you have a destination where you want to go?
That's right.
I do, but it ain't clear enough. Right? It's like, I want to go down to Atlanta, ATL, Georgia. Okay, that's a good goal. But what part of Georgia? Over there by, I don't know, somewhere in Georgia. Then you worry about why you can't get there. But you say, I want to go to the aquarium in Atlanta, Georgia. Now you got something to type in the destination part.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so now that Mr. Basil fed his mind, understood what he needed to do first, and now he has a destination. He knows where he at. He's at 1, not trying to be 22. So he understands where he at, and he understands where he's looking to go first. And that, as a result of that, he's not having the success that he's been looking for in the beginning, that he took time out to feed himself so that he can feed his life. And because of that, we're going to see his destination. He knows where he needs to go now. He knows the power of events. He knows the power of doing events. He knows the power of getting in front of people instead of just sharing everybody else stuff, thinking that it's going to work for him. He understands how to become the leader that people want to follow.
That's right.
And as a result of that, we're here today.
That's right. Thank you.
The most important message I took from this one is, y'all, 5 months, but still in the game. Because I understood that if I stop now, where I'm going to go?
Yeah. Then what?
Then what? Ain't no choice but to, once you're on that road, you're either going to turn back or keep going. Right now, you're too far to turn back, so you're going to keep going.
That's right.
You got to get to a point where you took the step, you kept going, and that you're too far from the beginning that you can't even turn back because it's too far to turn back. So you might as well keep going.
That's right.
Once you get to that point, There's no stopping you. So, Mr. Basil, I'm super excited that you're at the point of no return because there's nothing stopping you now. You have to get there. Just like getting the GPS. If you're already there, you're going to keep going till you what? Till you get there.
That's right.
Even if you got to pull on the road and get to sleep, you got to go get some eats. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
No matter what, you are not going to stop at the gas station and say, I'm here. You're going to park, get back in the car, and keep going till you get to what?
To my destination. That's right.
And that's what we do here with MWR Financial. That's what we do here with this business. That's what we do here in life. That's how success is produced. So like I said, if you want to understand the program that Mr. Basil is doing, that's allowing him to create a whole new lifestyle for him and his wife to create this time freedom while increasing his cash flow, then y'all want to get back to Mr. Basil. If you got to watch it at somebody's watch party, you want to get back to them because obviously they share this watch party because they too have the same access that Mr. Basil have that will allow you to put anybody in position to create a lifestyle that they always dreamed about, to put it into real life for real. If you've said, I'll never be broke another day in my life, and you don't have a blueprint, well, we have the blueprint to show you how to never be broke another day in your life.
That's right.
You want to be the lender and not the borrower? Well, guess what? We have a program here that will literally show you how to become the lender and not the borrower. You just got to raise your hand and say, I am ready and willing to have this work for myself. So connect with us, Mr. Basil, or anybody who's sharing this watch party, and say, you know what? Show me what you got that's going to show me how to shift my income, increase my scores, credit scores, eliminate my debt, and compound my earnings.
That's it. That's it.
On that part, we're going to show some love right now, see what the people have to say, and then we'll get out of here. So we got Sheila Mack. Happy for your success. It came when you got ready.
That's right. What's up, Sheila? Thank you, baby.
Come on. We got Jonathan that said he's going to show up to your event. You see, you got to create the atmosphere. You got to create for some people to show up. Now that he created the event, now we got people ready to show up. That's how life and success works. All right. He also said facts. I don't know what it was too, but it had to be some power that Mr. Bates was saying. And listen to this. I love yourself. Said, yes, I love yourself. Right?
Thank you.
Powerful. When you authentically you, people just happen to love the authentic you. So be authentically you, guys, because there's simply no comparison. Like my man Jonathan says.
Thank you.
So at the end of the day, we got Jonathan said number one, he got tremendous value from this, Basil. Okay? We got my homegirl Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Listen to what I'm saying. This is the love that you get, man, when you just share your story. You guys, you got to be authentic to you guys. You got to get from behind the phone and get on the phone. Put yourself out there, guys. Let people know who you are, man. Your story needs to be told. You know, your voice needs to be heard. I'm telling you. So shout out to everybody that tuned in. Thank you for watching Trill Talk with Jeff Trills, where we keep everything true and real, because that's a true way. Thank you, Mr. Basil, for coming out here and sharing your story, because it was definitely needed to let people know if you quit, you are. Think about everybody that joined you now that wouldn't have joined you if you would have quit.
That's right. That's right. And that before you go, that's another one, Jatasha Harris.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she said it took her 90 days before she got her first one. What if she quit on day 87?
Woo.
She wouldn't be who she is.
Bingo.
You know?
What are you quitting on before it's ready? What are you doing prematurely? What are you doing when you put the cake in the oven, but you stop the stove because you feel it ain't rising quick enough?
Mm-hmm.
You stop the greatest thing you can ever get.
Mm-hmm.
A gift to bless yourself through blessing others. Now look at Basil. If you would have stopped, some people that partner with him would never had the opportunity because he shortchanged them by shortchanging himself. So at the end of the day, ask yourself, are you shortchanging yourself, or are you living the fullness of God and life and everything it has to give you? Your goal is to live full and die empty.
That's right. That's
the goal. Live full, die empty. And that's word before we got here, Mr. Basil.
Thank you.
Yo, listen, I love it. Guys, we'll see you next live, man. Remember, share this, like, love, subscribe, comment below your thoughts, your feedbacks, and we'll see you guys next live. Be great because you are great. Peace.